So, you guys want to learn about DDD, not Diddy, Tamias, DDD. Well, you came to the different dimension demon god. As an avid theme lover and the master of Diddy, King of Disaster, I will actually be teaching you guys how to play the Diddy deck and how to dominate with DDD. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. DDD, guys, holy crap. I would be a liar if I told you that DDD is a simple deck. In actuality, DDD is not. It is the furthest thing from a simple Yu-Gi-Oh strategy. And there are Yu-Gi content creators that make very complex guides about DDD. But what I've always realized about those guides is that ain't nobody got time for all of that shit, bro. Like, seriously, I love the guides for like somebody that is genuinely into Diddy, but no, we ain't got no time for that. Secondly, sometimes people just want to learn the very, very core basis. Again, really, really good content creators that get super deep into DDD and they love Diddy and they're always with Diddy. But we're going to keep it real lax, real chill. Something for people that are beginner stage or maybe even intermediate to learn DDD. DDD is an pendulum style Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Probably the only pendulum deck that I ever liked in my life. That is all fiend, and their main theme is to be able to do all of it. They are built to synchro, fusion, exceed, and link summon, as well as pendulum, merging all of the core factions from the Yu-Gi-Oh show. I think it's Arc 5. DDD was the rival for Arc 5, Leo Akuba, Declan, and Dub. Oh, I'm not even gonna lie, I have not seen enough Arc 5, but it actually isn't a bad anime from what I've watched. I'm gonna be breaking this video up into different parts. We're gonna talk about the start standers, then we're gonna talk about the power trap cards. Then from there, we'll move on to the extra deck. And the cool thing about DDD is just about almost every single monster is not only an starter, but since most of them are pendulum monsters, they're also extenders. I'm only gonna go over the most popular cards and talk about why you play them, how many you should stick to around, and why they're played, of course. One of the main cards is DD Savant Kepler. You're almost never scaling this card, so you don't need to worry about that. This card says, when it is normal or special summon, you can either target one DD card you control and return it to the hand, or add one Dark Contract from your deck to your hand. The most important thing is that you're more often than not using it for a Dark Contract card. The most important Dark Contract is Dark Contract with the Gate. This card is a great generic Yu-Gi-Oh card overall because the DDD cards are solid extenders. What your Dark Contracts do pretty much is that every standby phase you take 1,000 damage, they're continuous spells and trap cards, but they also provide you an effect once per turn. This one allows you to add a DD monster from your deck to your hand. And one quick note is I want to say all DDD monsters, all Diddy monsters are double D monsters. So if you see triple D or quadruple D on a card, it also can be a DD monster. But if a card specifically states DDD, you cannot use a DD monster. Are you guys following me? Next, we have DD Copernicus. Again, we don't lose this pendulum effect that much. This card's main function is that when it's normal summon or special summon, you can send one Diddy or one contract card from your deck to the graveyard, which is really important for getting certain monsters to the graveyard to activate their effects. You're typically going to play 3 copies of Kepler, you're going to play 3 copies of Contract, and you really only need 1 copy of Savant Copernicus. From here, you have DD Griffin. DD Griffin, again, another time you don't always use this pendulum effect. It's really its main effect. But this card says you can target one fiend monster you control that gains 500 attack for each Dark Contract, spell, or trap card with different names. Holy shit. That actually can come up because it also destroys this card, gets itself out of the scale. Not a lot of times you're going to use that effect. The most important thing is that this card is an extender. If you control a DD monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If it's pendulum summoned, it allows you to discard a Dark Contract or DD monster to draw a card. And then if it's summoned from the graveyard, you get to add one DD card from your deck to your hand. So this card is the main extender and should be maxed out on just about every single DD deck, no exceptions, because of how powerful it is. From here we have DD Count Surveyor, another card that you don't really need to read a lot of pendulum effects, which is crazy, because in this deck, you don't really read a lot of pendulum effects. I'm not saying that they don't come up, but they don't come up, right? This card says if you would pendulum summon a triple D monster, you can target 3 monsters your opponent controls with the same type or attribute as each other. Tribute 2 of those 3 face-up monsters, and if you do, the third gains attack and defense with the total attack. Like, it's not improbable, but it's just not, you know what I mean? It also says you can discard 1 other DD monster, special summon this card from your hand. Then if it's summoned, you can add a dark DD monster with 0 attack or defense. Typically, you're using Count Surveyor to be able to search Savage Copernicus or DD Savage Kepler. This is played as a 1 of, it's played as a 3 of, anywhere between 1 to 3, because its restrictions to force you to discard a DD monster, and its level doesn't really match up, but it's not a bad card. Next we have DD Orthros. This card you actually do use this pendulum effect from time to time. Its other effect, I actually don't know it, which is kind of weird. DD Orthros says you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and 1 other DD or dark contract and destroy them. This is really good for breaking floodgates. This is good for getting rid of opponents' important spell and trap cards, but it's also a level 4 Fiend Tuner DD Pendulum monster. That's like the biggest reason, right? When you take battle or effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. So if your contracts inflict you, or I think you take 1,000 damage from your Gilgamesh, so that effect can come up, right? And then if it's special summon, you cannot special summon it for the rest of the turn except Fiend monster. Some people probably will ask me, should you play Heavy Metal Foes Electrumite in this deck? Brother man, you are probably never going to summon Electrumite in this deck. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's just, there's so many instances where you would probably not need Electrumite. This isn't like a pendulum slosh type deck. They actually did a good job on making DD a pure pendulum deck, right? People tend to play maximum 1 copy of this card. Some people play 0. A lot of people play 0 copies of this card, but it does allow you to be able to add a face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand while it's in the Pendulum Zone. Its main effect is to get those cards back in your scale into your hand. So, 1 to 0. This card's also, this is actually one of the very few DD monsters you will use both of its effects. It's incredibly cracked. Like, it doesn't seem like a cracked card, but it's cracked. So it says, during your standby phase, you can target 2 cards in your Pendulum Zone. The Pendulum skill, I lied. It's not, you don't use that effect. It's the main effect that you use a lot. But that first effect, it actually has came up a couple of times. The main monster effects is what's cracked about the card. If you control a DD monster, you can special summon this card. If it's summoned, you can make it 4. If it's sent to the graveyard or added to your extra deck face up, you can target 1 DD Pendulum monster you control and return it to the hand. This card is crazy. It is insane. It's like ridiculous. Yeah, Scale Surveyor counters the mirror match. I mean, I'm not saying that that's always going to happen, but DDD is one of those decks that establishes a board, and then with that board, you pretty much win, right? So if you break DD's board, it's not like they can't make another one. It's like you kind of overkilling them with the Scale Surveyor if you've already established your board, right? Not saying that it can't happen. Oblivion King Ragnarok actually has some pretty good effects. You're going to use the Pendulum effect, and it says if you special summon a DD monster, you get to special summon another DD monster from your graveyard. Then if it's normal summon or special summon, you get to special summon a DDD monster. You can also tribute a DD monster to target 1 monster your opponent controls and banish it. Vice Requiem, if you guys love Fiend decks, you should already know what this card does. It's pretty solid. It allows you to target any number of contract monsters, destroy them, then summon this card. Keep in mind, it locks you into DDD monsters while it's on the field. But the cool thing about it is that this is a DDD deck, so it doesn't really hurt you. It says a Fusion, Synchro, Exene, or Link using this card as material gains this effect. Once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, shuffle 1 contract card on your field or graveyard into the deck, destroy that target, then gain 1,000 life points. That's actually a good effect for us. So this card is an extra body to your side of the field. And what they would do is that they would summon this card, slap the Machina X on top of it to be able to get rid of his restriction, and now you have a free Fiend monster to your side of the field. This is the new card that you guys have to watch out for. DDD Zero Doom Queen Machina X. This card's freaking insane. This is what makes the deck crazy. It says during the main phase, if this card was activated this turn, keep in mind, activated this turn, you get to place a Dark Contract card to your face-up spell and trap card zone. It adds so much more consistency. It also allows you to be able to special summon this card while one of your Dark Contract or DD monsters are destroyed. So it's absolutely insane. And then you get to destroy a card on the field. So, card's insane. Like, both of the effects of this card is insane. And yes, you're 100% right. It's a 3 of in every single build. Unfortunately, they're going to make it an Ultra. This card is not played in a lot of decks, but it does allow you to fusion summon a Fiend monster by banishing DDD monsters from your graveyard. But you can also use monsters from your hand or field too. This card's actually solid. This card is also ridiculous. It's a Dark Contract and a DD monster. It allows you to be able to destroy a DD card you control to be able to special summon a DD monster from your deck. This card is also ridiculously insane strong. You play one of this. But that's it for all the DD monsters and all of the support cards. For the trap cards, you get 3 different trap cards that are really good, guys. Dark Contract with the Witch. Think of it like a Zodiac Trident by discarding a DD or Dark Contract. DD Headhunt is like a change of heart. It takes your opponent's monster, and if it's an extra deck monster, it becomes a DDD monster. And this card is Dimensional Barrier. While you have 2 DD monsters or 2 DD cards in your Pendulum Zones, your opponent can't target your monsters with spell or trap effects. They can't tribute, they can't fusion, they can't synchro, they can't exceed something. This card can be a complete blowout. It actually eats Yummy alive. It's not playing the correct version. So keep in mind, DDD does have a Floodgate Light card, and a lot of times these are played in your deck. Yes, it is anti-Golden Ball, but it's not anti-Lava Golem. Keep in mind, Lava Golem is not a tribute summon. On to the extra deck. This is the most insane card that the deck has. I'm kind of lying, but it says if this card is special summon, you can place 2 DD Pendulum monsters with different names to your Pendulum Zones and take damage, okay? So the cool thing, guys, you literally get scales just by having 2 DD monsters on your field. You use them to make scales, and that is so insane, chat. The new guy, DDD Sky King Zeus Ragnarok, is also ridiculous. So by destroying a DD or Dark Contract, you get the Pendulum Summon again. That's not insane? That's insane, guys. You guys got to know that's insane. All right. Then, when your opponent activates a monster effect in hand, you can banish a DD and 1 Dark Contract from your graveyard to negate the activation. That's right, guys. That's right. Yeah, and it makes up another Pendulum Zone. You get a second Pendulum Summon with this deck. You get Nibiru Proof, okay? You get so many things with this card, it's insane. People are like, why don't you make Wave King Caesar's 5th summon? Well, this card is the 5th summon a lot of times. We can stop Nib. All right, that's it for the Link monsters. For the Xseed monsters, there's a few. DDD Wave King Caesar does exactly what it does. It stops special summons. But the best thing about it is that people forget about this effect. Then you can make one other DDD monster you control gain 1800 attack. So, you know, and then if it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can add 1 Dark Contract from your deck to your hand. So, again, it actually has some effects that people don't really know that actually are beneficial to DDD. From here, we have Deus King. This card's freaking insane, guys. While you have a card in your Pendulum Zone, you can target 1 Pendulum monster you control or in your graveyard, special summon the card in your other Pendulum Zone, and if you do, place that targeted Pendulum card into your Pendulum Zone. So that's ridiculous. Its main effect is, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 2 materials or destroy a contract once per chain and attach it to this card. This card is often used to be able to get Dark Contracts when it's sent to the graveyard. This is, you're going to play up to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 1, up to 2, 1, and 1. All right, so this just gets contracts. This card allows you to Xseed summon by using a rank 4. Then it can detach a material to make a monster lose 1000 attack and give your opponent 1000 damage. Then if it's sent to the graveyard, it allows you to send a DD or Dark Contract from your deck to the graveyard. That effect's really important. This card allows you to add a DD card from your deck to your hand by detaching a material. It also has another effect, but I'm gonna let you know. You're gonna Xseed summon into this card, This card allows you to special summon DD monsters from your graveyard when you summon a DD monster. This is the new card that I'm not sure if you guys will get just yet, but allows you to fusion summon a DDD monster by shuffling cards from your graveyard, field, or banishment back into the deck. And then if it's banished, it gets you Dark Contract cards. So really, really good. This is one of my favorite cards, and I need to summon this, okay? I'm going to summon it. So, as you guys can see, it requires 4 Fiend Fusion monsters. It needs a 1 Fusion, 1 Synchro, 1 Exceed, 1 Pendulum, which is crazy. But you don't actually like poly them, right? You banish them from the graveyard. If this card is special summon, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls, can attack all of your opponent's monsters each once, and then if it's destroyed, it goes into the Pendulum Zone as a scale 13. I have never summoned this card, but I promise you, I am going to summon this card, and it's going to be crazy. So instead of losing the Ash, we will see Kali lose the Dark Ruler. This deck doesn't lose the Dark Ruler, though. Its Pendulum effect says you can target any number of Dark Contracts you control, destroy them, then special summon that many Doom King Pendulum monsters from your deck or extra deck. Oh, that's actually not a bad one. That's kind of crazy. The Curse King Siegfried allows you to be able to once per turn target a spell or trap card on the field and negate its effects. I want you guys to keep that in mind. This guy, King Clovis, allows you to be able to target a banished DDD or Dark Contract card on the field. You can target one in the graveyard instead, and then special summon it. Then if it's banished, you can make a DD monster gain piercing. DD is a crazy strong Yu-Gi-Oh deck, guys. But before I leave, I want to part with you guys the combo and give you a instance on how this deck plays, because there's so many lines that players will show you. They're ridiculous, and there's so many ways to play this deck, but I'm going to show you the base combo so you can learn how to do all that other stuff.
Later that same evening.
I don't know how to play this deck in a vacuum anymore, but I promise you, I know how to play this deck if I'm playing against people. All right, big dog, so I'm not going to lie. I've been playing DDD with the new card, and it's very different to do combos. And more importantly, it actually is like playing DDD against people is different than just sitting down and like drilling lines into your head. You're gonna like drill these lines that you see on by content creators and stuff like that all the time. Then you're gonna get punched in the face with a real game and not know what to do. It's just part of the learning curve for this deck. So I'll start off with Doom Queen Mach X, and of course chat's gonna help me along the line. We're gonna activate the Doom Queen, use her effect. Then we're gonna activate the Dark Contract. We're going to get this to the extra deck to be able to special summon Savin Kepler. Now, Savin Kepler is going to activate its effect. So the best way to understand this deck is that the most important card you want to the graveyard is Necro Slime and Lance Soldier. If you can get these 2 cards in the graveyard, the entire deck's extra deck is open to you no matter what. And then we're going to summon Savin Copernicus and activate Sav's effect to be able to send DD Lance Soldier from the deck to the graveyard. We're going to destroy the Dark Contract with the Zero King to summon Lance to our side of the field, and then we're going to use its ability to make it level 4. From here, we will link summon with these 2 monsters into our DD Wise King Solomon, and then we're going to activate the effect of Wise King Solomon. It doesn't matter which you detach because it'll wind up going to the graveyard. You'll add DD Griffin from your deck to your hand. Slam the Marksman King Tau on it. And most of the time, which is like 99.999% of the time, this is exactly what you do. After I link summon into Gilgamesh, everything goes out of the window because there's so many different plays you can make, right? And now we have the effect of Gilgamesh. We have the effect of Marksman King Tau. A quick thing to note is that Marksman King Tau should probably always be Chainlink 1. Because if your opponent has like a card like Effect Veiler or Infinite Impermanence that's not stopping you, but a card like Ash could stop you, right? Like if this is Chainlink 1, they can still Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence, but they can't Ash this card if it's Chainlink 1, right? So we'll use the Marksman King Tau to send the other DD card we need to the graveyard, which is Necro Slime. And then we're able to place scales. Here's where it gets crazy. If you guys have not placed Zero Queen at your extra deck, you place that card alongside of the Surveyor, And then you got to start comboing in a way to where you can destroy both cards to get the card back into your hand, the DD Queen, scale the DD Queen, and then do all that other crazy stuff. But we're not doing that. We're not worried about that. We will put this into our scale and this into our scale. All right, from here, we're going to use the effect of Little Genghis, right? You banish this card, and we'll banish the Y Solomon to be able to special summon the Flame King Genghis all the way over here, right? From here, we'll summon out DD Griffin. We'll then link summon into our 0 Ragnarok. We use the effect of, it doesn't matter, either one works here. We'll summon out Marksman King Tell. We'll use the effect of DD Orthros. We'll destroy itself, destroy the Marksman King Tell, trigger the effect of Marksman King Tell as Chain Link 1, trigger the effect of our 0 Queen as Chain Link 2. So she summons herself right here, then destroys herself and places her into the extra monster zone. And then our Marksman King Tell can send another DD Griffin from our deck to the graveyard. We only have one DD Griffin in the deck, so I want you guys to imagine there's a DD Griffin in the graveyard. From here, we get the Pendulum Summon. So we summon out. We summon out. And then we would trigger this effect. We'll bring out the Lance Soldier. And now we can synchro. Our Clovis effect activates itself. We would summon out the DD Griffin in our graveyard. And then we'd use the DD Griffin's effect. We add the Dark Contract that we want to our hand. Overlay these two. Then synchro with these two. Oh, man. All right. We have it. We finally did it, chat. You can keep this card to negate monster effects in the hand, or, which is probably actually really strong here, you would go ahead and move this card here. And also, I will say my placement is, it doesn't matter. You're probably winning here. So what do we have here, guys? In this particular situation, you have Deus King attach up to 1, 2, 3, 4 monsters. Let our opponent activate their effects. They can't tribute for tribute summon, fusion, synchro, or exceed summon, right? We get to negate a spell card on the field, spell trap card on the field, and we get to stop 2 of their special summons. So really, really strong board. But the best thing about this particular thing is that somebody said this deck loses to like Dark Ruler or Droplet. Well, this card would be set face down. When they activate Dark Ruler More, you chain Dark Contract with the Eternal Darkness. Then you can chain the effect of Curse King Siegfried to negate the Dark Ruler More or the Droplet if they didn't chain a trap card. Also, keep in mind you would have 3 cards in your hand. But thank you guys so much for going over one of the most complicated, if not the most complicated deck for us. If you guys want to join us on stream, and if I open the correct cards, I will be playing DDD for stream. It's going to be phenomenal. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one.